Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
Hopefully there's other places and other parents that will do the same thing in their communities.
Tonight we meet Xavier, a boy from Fargo who is 1 in 1,000 worldwide, diagnosed with a rare disorder.
And because of his parents, was recognized today by the state of North Dakota on Pitt Hopkins Awareness Day. Valley News Team's Christine Stanwood met with his parents to learn more. Christine?
Mike, Andrea, Pitt-Hopkins syndrome is an ultra-rare neurodevelopmental disorder. It's caused by mutation of the TCF4 gene on the 18th chromosome. 5-year-old Xavier Floyd's condition causes him to have slow motor and speech skills. Xavier's parents explained to me his journey and the importance of raising awareness today so others better understand their son's rare disorder.
He's a very personable little guy. He's unique. That's one thing with Xavier is he's usually pretty much always excited. They have fun just like we do.
When Xavier was just 6 months old, his parents knew something wasn't right.
I videoed what was going on, and he was having a lot of like jerky motions. His arms would fling up along with his leg, and he would be gasping for air, and it didn't seem normal.
After showing doctors the video of their son, a series of tests had to be conducted on Xavier.
It was long, it was difficult, waiting.
And after waiting nearly a year for any sort of result, that's when they found out about Xavier's extremely rare disorder.
Even the doctors around here, when we brought him in, we get there and they're like, oh, yeah, so we basically just had to Google what Pitt-Hopkins was so that, we kind of had an understanding. Xavier
is one of about 1,000 in the world with Pitt-Hopkins syndrome. They say there's no manual to having a son with special needs, but say every day brings new joy in their journey.
The difference in the Pitt-Hopkins is you don't know what's going to happen that day. One day he wasn't walking, the next day he was.
Xavier started walking a year and a half ago, but continues to go through speech, physical, and occupational therapy on a weekly basis.
So we're really hoping, eventually that he'll be saying some words. He's not talking, he babbles. We get frustrated, there's no doubt about that, but we just gotta take a breath and know that that's just how it's gonna be.
With a disorder so rare, they're grateful to share a small community of families from countries like Germany or even Ireland, who are all connected through social media, who have a son or daughter with Pitt-Hopkins. And now locally, more are aware of those, just like Xavier.
It says, proclamation, Pitt-Hopkins Syndrome Awareness Day, September 18, 2018, is dedicated to finding a cure for Pitt-Hopkins syndrome through research, education, and advocacy. Signed, Doug Burgum, Governor. Say, all right.
North Dakota joins 12 other states today recognizing the rare disorder. After learning that Governor Doug Burgum declared today Pitt-Hopkins Awareness Day in the state of North Dakota, I reached out to him about his decision. He says recognizing rare disorders heightens our awareness and compassion for challenges facing the Floyds and other families on a daily basis, while also calling attention to foundations that support education, advocacy, and research aimed at finding a cure. Mike?
All right, thanks, Christine. If you'd like to learn more about Pitt-Hopkins syndrome, visit our website. Go to valleynewslive.com.
A West Fargo neighborhood is slowly returning to normal after a gas leak earlier this evening. It happened about 7:45 at the intersection of Cheyenne Street and 13th Avenue West. A West Fargo police officer tells us the leak has been contained, the area is safe, and there were no injuries. That intersection is blocked off while crews deal with the gas leak. It will be reopened once Xcel Energy clears the scene. Stick with Valley News Live for updates.
A Grand Forks man has died after a crash near Devil's Lake this afternoon. It happened on Highway 2, 6 miles east of the city. Investigators say a Mack truck pulling an empty trailer driven by a Devil's Lake man was turning into a business along Highway 2 when it was rear-ended by a Kia. That vehicle was driven by a 50-year-old man from Grand Forks. His name is being withheld until family are notified. The driver of the Mack truck was not hurt. The eastbound lanes of Highway 2 were blocked for a short time.
Opening arguments will begin tomorrow morning in the trial of William Hain, who is charged with conspiring to kill Savannah Graywind. Hain pleaded guilty earlier this month to kidnapping and providing false information to law enforcement, but says he did not plan the murder. A 12-person jury with 2 alternates was selected today. The 8 women and 6 men will hear testimony, which is expected to last 9 days. The other person charged in this case, Brooke Cruz, pleaded guilty late last year and is serving a life sentence for murdering the 22-year-old Greywind, who was 8 months pregnant when Cruz cut open her womb and stole her baby.
Temperatures are continuing to drop. Makes you wonder how many people will be turning on the heat tonight. Let's find out from Hutch if that's necessary. Hutch?
Yeah, probably not necessary, but temperatures certainly expected to cool down pretty quickly once again. Here's a look at the radar that we did have some sprinkles that were showing up, but not a lot of it reaching the ground. Now there's more rain developing out to the west and northwest. We have 62 still in Sisseton, milder there. 49, though, in Badette as things cooling off quickly in the northern valley. Grand Forks, you have 50 degrees. Take a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. We'll have clouds building in overnight. That keeps us from getting so cold, Mike. But some may need an umbrella at the bus stop in the morning, particularly along the international border and the South Dakota border. I'll have details on more rain in your forecast here in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks.
3 people were arrested in Moorhead after police found several drugs during a search warrant at a home. 64-year-old Ramiro Longoria, 34-year-old Carrie Longoria, and 33-year-old Joel Lumbreras were all arrested Friday night at 522 Maple Lane on drug charges. Police say 26 bags of black tar, 19 bags of meth, and a large amount of medication were all found in that bust. A street value, $10,000. Officials say the product in this case has been linked to one overdose in the metro area.
Road construction season can get to be long. In one instance, someone left a sign urging crews to get their work done. The note was posted at the 12th Avenue North Bridge closure. Not seeing anyone working, we did some digging and found out that this project began in August and it's still expected to be finished in October. If you have questions concerning this project in the area or others in the area, people are urged to call Fargo City Streets.
2 medical teams from North Dakota are being sent to Raleigh, North Carolina to help with the aftermath of Hurricane Florence. The teams include 28 registered nurses, paramedics, and emergency medical techs. North Carolina asked for the help through the Emergency Management Assistance Compact, which is a mutual aid agreement among U.S. states and territories. A spokesperson for the health department says North Carolina will reimburse the North Dakota costs.
A big announcement from Mayo Clinic today. It's planning to spend $190 million to expand the Gonda building on its main campus in Rochester. The plans include 11 new floors for patients and visitors, including 7 floors of hotel space built on top of the Gonda building. It will also add 200,000 square feet of clinical space spread across 4 separate floors. The expansion is part of a growth project at Mayo. Construction is set to begin at the end of 2019.
Later on Valley News Live at 10, a fire tornado caught on video as it sucks up the hose of a crew in British Columbia.
It was a very chilly start to the day in the Devil's Lake Basin, freezing in Langdon. A lot of sunshine today. We warmed into the 60s in most locations, a few 70s down south. Beautiful sunset tonight, some rain falling from the clouds possible in the future. I'll have details on that right after this.